I'm just letting them mellow. We're getting into the mood. Come on. Welcome to RenéMarie Stroke of Luck. I'm RenéMarie, and we have one more week and one day till we hit the 2016 telethon on Madhouse TV, March 20th, 2016, from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you, Janine. See it on the screen. Let's go. Come on. That's it. Come on, feel the beat. That's why we have a telethon, to feel the beat. Woo! Come on. That's it. This is called winging it. It's recommended and approved on RenéMarie Stroke of Luck. Take it away, guys. Edwin Velasquez and Plus E with James. Come on, take it away. Janine, do you have the video with the entertainers on? Okay, so we're gonna you're gonna go to see a video now that we produced with all the entertainers, and we have a news release just booked, I think 10 minutes ago? 10 minutes ago? Edwin Velasquez, Vasquez, I'm so sorry. Edwin Vasquez and James Grove, E plus E. I'll get it. We gotta practice. You're not even sure of it yet.
Remember, we're winging this. We're winging it.
We're winging it. Come on. Anyway, we have the video of all the entertainers, and when I go home tonight, I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna add Edwin and James to the video. But let's rock and roll. Let's watch the video. When we come back, Edwin and James will be rocking us out for the first segment. Let's go. Take it away.
in life. We live and learn from our mistakes. The deepest cuts are healed by faith. Now I believe there comes a time when everything just falls in line. We live and learn from our mistakes. The deepest cuts are healed by faith. Now I believe there comes a time when everything just falls in line. We live and learn from our mistakes. The deepest cuts are healed by faith. Now I believe. Oh, by love. Oh, by love. Oh, by love. Oh, by love, by love. Now I believe there comes a time when everything just falls in line. We live and learn from our mistakes. The deepest cuts are healed by faith.
Woo! All right, that was everyone that's going to appear on the 2016 telethon. Plus, of course, we'll always have surprises. We have remarkable stories. We have a lot of surprises for everybody. We have a lot of surprise guests, and we also have people that are just going to pop in. So stay tuned. We're going to have an awesome time. We're going to have Edwin and James roll us out of this segment for doing a wonderful song called Faith, right?
Yes.
Okay, but before we go, ¿tú puedes decir
Claro,
en español,
no,
por
queremos
favor?
invitar a todos marzo 20 que vengan y apoyen este gran evento que, bueno, se trata de una causa muy noble y una causa muy importante, que se trata del corazón en todo sentido, de salud. Pues esperamos que estés con nosotros apoyando esta gran causa, el teletón de RenéMarie.
Muchas gracias, Edwin. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias para venir y ayudar a nosotros.
Claro que sí, para eso estamos.
Tú-
Marzo 20.
Yo quiero decir, antes de yo va a ir, pero yo quiero decir que tu music, ¿tú entiendes mí? No? I'll say it
Very
in
little.
Spanish and then I'll say it in English. Tu music viene del corazón.
Sí, muchas gracias.
Y yo no puedo decir a tu cuántos mundos y cuántos corazones y cuántas vidas tú tocas
Muchas
cuando tú
gracias.
estás cantando.
Bueno, eso agradezco mucho.
I said that you guys touch the hearts and souls of everybody with your music. And it is phenomenal the way that you touch people's lives.
Thank you very
And
much.
we're
Thank you.
blessed.
That's
We're
what
so
it's for.
blessed.
Thank you so much.
We're so blessed. So bring it on, right, Bobby? Woo, Bobby BBW is in the house. But thank you so much. Have a blast.
So I do a song called Faith, dedicated to this noble cause, and it's a song that James and I actually wrote some time ago, and it was actually performed by the late night show choir at the Highline Hotel through courtesy of Hugh Verrier. We want to thank so much. There you go, buddy. And yeah, cool. I can angle myself off here. There we go.
I don't need a guitar.
time, the magic hour, you knew I dreamed somehow you'd come for me. Faith, when I was lost, came without a word and quietly guided me. Faith, when I was blind, my love. Faith, you were the eyes for me. Faith, despite my vagabonding ways, you watched in silence to rescue me. Faith, the tears I cried, the questions why replied by the faith that you kept in me. Faith, you kept it strong, my love. Faith, you held on tight to me. Who would have thought you'd wait for me just when I thought it was too late? You came along and took my hand, suspending every judgment. Faith, the less I reached to you, the more it seemed you reached to me. Faith, when filled with clouds, my mind, despite the doubt, that's when in you I find faith. My angel heaven sent faith with you until the end. All right.
I'm going to do a live commercial. Hi, I'm RenéMarie, the president and founder of RenéMarie's Language of Love Foundation. I would like to personally invite you to our second annual telethon held right here on Madhouse TV. Did you know that nearly 80% of strokes could be prevented? By knowing the signs and getting to the hospital within a 4.5-hour window, you could save your life or someone's you love life or anyone's life. Strokes do not discriminate who it affects and at what time. A stroke can happen at any time and play a huge impact in your life. Do you know what aphasia is? It is a result of a stroke or brain injury, which affects the ability to speak and communicate. Think about how you would feel if you cannot express yourself, even in the simplest forms. I am blessed to say that I am a stroke survivor and can humbly speak of the experience of how it feels to express myself, to not be able to express myself, and not to understand. It is devastating. Please join us on March 20th, 2016 on Madhouse TV for a Language of Love telethon, which supports strokes and aphasia. You can visit our website at www.languageoflovetelethon.org. Together, we are lifting our voices and changing the face of strokes and aphasia around locally and around the globe. God bless you, and I'll see you on Madhouse TV on March 20th, 2016. God bless everybody. Ciao.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience be.
the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh. I made the donuts. We make them at least twice every day. Time to make the donuts. Not a few kinds, like supermarket. Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts. But up to 52 varieties. The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No supermarket can say.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, DMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhouse TV.
You are the man.
Dad, where do babies come from?
Well, there's Dad's big, shiny rocket ship. That's right, it's filled with babies. Babies of all kinds. And when the shiny rocket ship penetrates, Mommy and Dad goes, and when the time is just right, there's a space launch.
All systems go.
Babies of all kinds. Released all over the place. Yeah, Africa. Mommy's Babylandia. That's right, it's filled with babies. After an amazing 9 months, babies. And that, son, is where babies come from.
But Jake said babies come from
Planet. Babylandia.
You go, play with us on the bus.
wheels on the bus
Go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
I think this is a good time to tell you. You're doing okay, Mom. I can call you Mom, right? I know we haven't known each other very long, but you seem like a real keeper. You're not perfect. There was that strained carrots incident, but you're trying. You pick up my bottle every time I toss it out of my stroller. That's high comedy to an 8-month-old. You hum the Barber of Seville when you wash my hair. So cool. And your rub-downs are out of this world. Anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You know, right? How much I love you? You're doing okay, Mom.
I didn't move. I haven't moved. Bye, guys. Hello. This is live at Madhouse TV, and I'm RenéMarie, and we're having a rockin' time today. I don't care what anybody says. We are 1 week and 1 day away from a telethon, and we're just rocking. We have plenty of things to do, and we're really, really, really having a good time. Right, Tommy?
Especially
Anyway. Welcome back to RenéMarie Stroke of Luck. As we always say, winging it is recommended and approved, and we're really having a great time today. We have two wonderful guests today. We have Tracy, who was a friend of mine who I met a few years ago when I did my softball marathon. We just kind of started talking, and her name is Tracy Lawrence, by the way. And we started talking, and she really wasn't trying to promote or sell anything to me, and she really had a passion for helping people. And she didn't even know that I was in the midst of looking for help. And all of a sudden, we just connected, and she has been on my team and really a supporter, and you know, I've been a client of hers ever since. She is phenomenal. Her company name is Grand Family Planning, and I really think she's a really important piece to the Language of Love Foundation family, because you never know what's going to happen in your life at any age, and it happened to me at 26. We also have a gentleman named Bart. Bart, we got through Judy Marlowe Ratway. Her family is very involved with the Rotary, and Bart was a part of the Rotary. I think he was the president of the Rotary. So, and he suffered a stroke. So we have two wonderful, wonderful guests to welcome to the show today. And of course, we have Judy Marlowe Ratway to my right-hand side. Yay! Say hi, Judy. Hey, we look good together today.
Yes.
The colors. And I match Bart and I match Andrew. So we're doing good. We're doing good. And we have Bobby BBW in the back of the house. He'll be on the set next set. So can we open it up for the whole thing? Say hi, everyone. Hi. Hi, everyone. How are you? How are you? Let's get right to it, because I really think this is really, really important. I mean, everybody knows I have a passion for making stroke awareness, Bart, and people, like I said before, and Tracy will acknowledge this, that you never know when it's going to happen. And tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, I was in the dentist's office, so that alone is enough to cause a stroke.
To me.
But I was sitting in the dentist's office, and I started to feel my right arm go numb. And I started to feel my right leg go numb.
Wow.
And then I was out. And the next thing,
You were out. What did you mean you were out?
fainted.
Wow.
Just totally out.
Do you remember like how it felt, and like, do you remember, because I actually remember the moment I went down.
No, I remember feeling the
Tingling?
getting it all numb. I'm trying to shake it, thinking, my God, maybe something went to sleep or something like that, and all of a sudden I was out.
Wow, wow.
And the next time I had woke up, I saw the EMS people and my wife and some other people around.
Wow. So this happened at the dentist office. Like, did you have any prior signs?
No.
Not one prior. You
No.
can't say that, looking back, I should have went to the doctors because.
There was one time I was working I was living in Texas, and I was working for a company, and I had to go for an executive physical. And the doctor there told me, she goes, I think there might be something with your heart. I think you should go and have it checked out by a surgeon, or not surgeon.
Did you?
A specialty. No, I did not. That was a long time ago.
Wow.
And the stroke happened when I was
And
43.
there was with your heart. What did they say was what it was?
Hole in the heart.
A hole in the heart.
Hole in the heart is
Did
what
that,
causes
was
stroke.
that it is what causes stroke.
Yes, it is. And that is something every child has.
Oh, every child has a hole in their
Every
heart?
child has a hole in their heart.
Really?
But 81% of them, it closes up.
Wow.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Me neither. Me neither.
All child, that's my understanding.
Wow.
But it closes up.
Wow.
And there's no damage or anything that could happen to them. But there's about 19% where the hole stays open.
Wow. Now, Tracy, I mean, Bart was 43. I was 26. How do we prepare ourselves for that? I mean, financially, because you know what? We all know that PSNG still wants to be paid. Verizon still wants to be paid. The hospitals want to be paid. They don't care that you had a stroke, or they don't care that you had a heart attack, or they don't really. It's not that they don't care, but as a business, they have to function, because if everybody has something, and if they're worried about, if they, what's the word I'm looking for? If they allowed, things to not to get paid, then how could they operate as well? So I understand both sides, but so how do we protect ourselves?
Well, Renee, it's a great question. And what I've learned in my life is that getting sick is a family affair. Okay? So the first thing that everyone should do is talk to their family members about what would happen if I got sick. And that's a really great, it's an important question, and it's a question that nobody ever asks because it's uncomfortable.
Right.
We don't like to think of ourselves as getting sick,
Because
right?
we think that when we're talking about it, it means we're going to get sick. And in reality, it's just really preparing for, you have to prepare.
It's being realistic.
Yeah.
Right? Because good health is a limited time offer. Right? On a long enough
That's good.
timeline.
Say that again. That's
okay.
Let me tweet that.
Yes.
Wait.
Good health. Good health is a limited time offer.
Wow. That's a tweetable moment.
And you know something? When
Bart had his stroke, he had just recently been married.
Wow.
So you don't expect something like that to happen.
Because
You
it's
just
a
got married,
joyful time.
Sure.
It was
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
How long were you married when this happened?
4 months.
4
Wow.
months.
Wow.
And my wife stayed with me.
Wow. which is commendable to her.
Yes.
Because there have been some people that when things are not going the way they want, they
We were talking about that before. prior
What
to
were you
that.
talking about?
Yes.
Well, because my first caregiving foray was with my husband before we were married.
Oh.
When we were together, we'd been dating a year, and he developed an earache that wouldn't go away, and it turned out to be non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, see. So I went through caregiving my husband before he was my husband, and thank God he's been in remission since 1989.
Wow.
We're about to celebrate in October our 25th wedding anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
But when we got married, thank you. When we got married, our vows included how sickness and in health really ring with us, and we know the true meaning of that.
Well, the truth is that life is a challenge all the way around.
Absolutely.
So, when you're getting married, you really have to go through the tough times to really see whether you're gonna make it or not. And that's
Well, we had tough times.
Sure.
I'm just saying. Young people should realize that it's not all joyful. You really have to talk about the tough decisions that you need to make in life, because they are going to come, and you really have to make them together.
Right.
So Tracy, you were saying about the preparation.
Yes. So it's the first thing is, and it's the hardest thing is confronting the fact that one day any one of us can get sick at any time. And that, you have to first ask yourself the question, what would happen if I got sick? What would happen if tomorrow I couldn't get out of bed? What would I do? What would happen? And start from there.
You mean what would happen financially, or what would
in
happen?
every way.
In every way.
In every way. You're a mother, okay, and you have children, and you have parents, and all of these people are dependent on you. If your child gets sick, it's going to impact you. If your parent gets sick, it's going to impact you. And if you get sick, it impacts everyone else.
Right.
And we don't think about these things until tragedy strikes.
Right.
And then it's too late.
Yeah.
So what I try to do is I advocate for people practicing what I call life control. Okay, and that came about because when I came up with the idea of grand family planning, some people would see the family planning part and they would think it was about birth control.
Right.
But I say practice life control.
Right.
Because by having conversations with your loved ones before anything happens to you, then you can start to develop a plan. And then what you want to do is work with professionals who can help you make sure that you do all those things.
Right.
Because no matter how thorough you think you're being, there's always something that can fall through the cracks.
Right. Right.
And so by working with professionals who, especially, the program that I've developed through Grand Family Planning is very comprehensive because we look at you very holistically. We look at your family members and we look at who makes a difference to you in your life. Mm. And then we analyze what's been done by your other family members. And then we figure out what needs to be done so that everyone's protected.
Right. Right.
And so that's where we're really truly unique.
Right.
And in our world, all the professionals in my network, we work together as a team.
Right.
So you've got financial advisors who work with attorneys, who work with CPAs, who work with professional organizers, and we have geriatric care managers. I even work with holistic medicine people.
Wow.
There's anything that could make your life better.
Yeah. Now, Bart, how was your recovery? So you went into the hospital.
I was in the hospital where the doctor told my wife he's going to be a vegetable.
Wow. That's terrible. Yeah. That's terrible. Wow.
My wife didn't buy that. So
Thank goodness.
She ended up going. We went west towards the city.
Okay.
We found doctors.
Okay. Well, you know, I really believe, and this is from the bottom of my heart, that love is a huge part of recovery.
Sure.
Surrounding yourself with love and people that are just, you know, looking out for you and look at the bigger picture. And that's why Tracy is, you know, Tracy's a good advocate for me because, you know, she's a team. She supports me, and you know, because I am a client of hers. So you know, you have love around you with your wife really pulling for you. Now we were in the green room. You were talking about something called aphasia that you experienced, and we still experience, and we were talking about it before. So tell us a little bit more about, you know, what you were saying in the green room.
Well, I'll tell you a little story. It's like the story of the family story. I could understand anything that was said around me, but I could never say anything to
Couldn't communicate.
communicate anything. So, for example, one of the things that happened is we were at home, I'm recovering, and I kept saying, let me have the lobster.
I like that.
I like that.
And people are looking at me, saying, what
What
are you saying?
lobster?
I said, I want the lobster. And what I was referring to was the remote control for the TV.
Ah.
So that's an example of what
Right,
happened
because
to me.
because you were, you know, you knew what you wanted, but
Yes.
you couldn't express yourself
Right.
to it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it's pretty, and you know, when I was telling Bart before in the green room, is, you know, I really, you know, aphasia is such a huge new terminology for the communication skills because people there was never really a name to it. You know, strokes were just something that older people experienced, and aphasia really didn't have any name to it. You know, it was just they can't talk because they had a stroke. You know. And I just was telling Bart before in the green room that one of my softball coaches, who was a dear inspiration to me as I was growing up, Barbara, she just Facebooked me and said, "Hey, I want to thank you for all you're doing because your work is of awareness is getting out there because I saw a car that had aphasia on it. Somebody suffered aphasia, and I knew what it was.
I've seen that also.
And I knew what it was. So that is so incredible to me that, you know, we're making it work. So so Tracy, tell us a little bit about, like, because I know you and I, when we first met and, you know, we were talking, I think the most important thing is credibility and really, you know, like, because everybody wants to do business out in the world, you know, and you really need references to, you know, to get the right person. And also you have to really click with that person. It's got to be somebody that you have an understanding and, you know, and rapport with, you know, and that's what I love about you and your team is, you know, you're always available. You know, when I call you, you always answer the phone or you text me, you know, so we just went on the, what is it? Tell us about the donations that you're going to be making.
Yes. Well, as part of Grand Family Planning, we have something called Featured Charity. I was calling it Charity of the Month, but for the Language of Love Telethon, I made you guys our featured charity.
Right.
Because I want you guys to have the benefit of this fundraising mechanism that we have. And I work with this company called Right Response.
Okay.
And what they do is they enable us to sell first aid kits.
Wow.
Okay. And I love the whole idea of like a first aid kit as a fundraiser.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, kids go around, they sell cookies. Yeah. I don't want to eat cookies. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Cookies are not healthy.
Right.
You know, nothing against the Girl Scouts, you know, but
you should have a first aid kit in your car
you
as
should,
well as home.
Absolutely. So, and I know everybody needs a first aid kit, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is a really great fundraising tool because everybody needs these. You can get one as inexpensively as for $12.
Right.
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 So you order a first aid kit off of our website, right, through the featured charity link.
which Tracy just gave me. I'm going to post it when we get done.
Yeah, it's grandfamilyplanning.com, and then you go look for featured charity, and there's a link to donate. There's another link to actually look at what the different kits are, so it'll give you an idea of like what you're purchasing, and 30% of the purchase price goes to you guys.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. And they have other fundraising tools, but this for me is the simplest because I don't have time to go around like taking donations. But this is like a seamless thing. If somebody wants to go on the website and make it, buy a first aid kit or maybe 2 or 3, and then the proceeds go, 30% of the proceeds go to you, and Right Response, of course, they capture the other 70.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is we could. Let the school systems know, communities know.
Sure.
So we got to work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just a nice tool because
because everybody needs a first aid kit.
Absolutely.
Everybody needs a first aid kit.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. I'll tweet a photo of it and send it out when we get done. I don't know if we have to take a break. Do we have to take a break? I don't know. We're winging it today. What can I tell you? So Bart, you had your stroke. How long were you in the hospital for?
It was just a couple of days, and then I came home.
You were lucky that it was only a few days.
Yeah. But it took me about a year to recover because a couple of months after, I went into I was in New York City. We were at Columbia Presbyterian.
Great hospital.
Yes.
It's a good hospital.
And the doctor there was a great doctor. I don't remember his name, but the neurosurgeon, and he had said I had the hole in my heart.
Now it says here heart recovery after surgery took 1 year.
Yeah.
Did you have surgery to recover?
That's what I was just telling about.
Okay.
Yes. I was in there, and he had told me he had a heart. He said you have 2 ways to go. One, you could be on Coumadin, which I did not want.
No, they wanted me to go on Coumadin too.
I did not want to go on that. And he said the other thing is to go in for heart surgery, and we can do that.
Yeah.
And I opted immediately for the heart surgery.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's a big decision.
In
heart surgery or Coumadin? I don't know.
No, it wasn't a big decision for me. It was very, very
don't know
obvious.
which one I'd go for.
No. And it was not what they do now, where they go in arthroscopically. They had to cut it open.
Oh boy.
Play with my heart and everything.
Oh my God, that's big. That's big.
Yeah.
I mean, your heart is your whole functioning operation of your body, and then your brain.
So what was the danger in doing that? What was
tool?
Did they say there was some kind of danger in doing that?
No, the doctors were
He
certain.
He was.
They were all set to go for it. They said, "Oh, we're all right."
Now, why would Coumadin? Why would Coumadin have helped your hole in your heart?
Well, what it would have done, I'm not exactly sure what would have happened, but I think it would have made the blood very thin going through, so that would have stopped any of the clots that might have formed.
That's pretty interesting. We got to find out a little more about that.
Yeah,
but I think you were too young at 43 to have.
In my
like
opinion,
when you could
anybody is too young.
Right.
I don't care if you're 88.
No, I mean you were better off having the operation.
Oh, yes.
And living more healthy than depending on a drug that might or might not work.
Yep.
So, Janine, could we take a quick break so Judy and Bobby could switch gears? Yes? Oh, good. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with BBW. live commercial. Hi, I'm RenéMarie, the president and founder of RenéMarie's Language of Love Foundation. I would like to personally invite you to our second annual telethon held right here on Madhouse TV. Did you know that nearly 80% of strokes could be prevented? By knowing the signs and getting to the hospital within a 4.5-hour window, you could save your life or someone's you love life, or anyone's life. Strokes do not discriminate who it affects and at what time. Hi, welcome back to RenéMarie's Stroke of Luck. I'm RenéMarie, and we're winging it today. What can I tell you? And this is my friend BBW. BBW.
Howdy, howdy, howdy,
Bobby
howdy.
Baby Walker, who went to sleep at 3 o'clock last night. And they had a
Musicians live at night.
They had a flat tire on the way into the studio today, too.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bobby, for joining us. So
My pleasure.
we're running out of time, and today was really a wonderful show. I got to tell you, because Edwin brought his love. Edwin and James brought their love to the show to really start it off. And I know people think I'm silly and crazy to switch gears and wings things, and I really usually don't do that because I'm very professional and stuff. But I really wanted to bring the energy in and really start the week off with a bang, and that really did start the week off with a bang.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, I always say to my guests, like, in the break, like, because they're not aware of the time limit and the platform that they have. And I always say to them, what is something that you would want to take this opportunity to share with our audience? And when I was talking to Bart, he was telling me, you say it, Bart, go ahead.
Never give up.
Never give up. Never give up because why? They told you.
The doctor told me I would be a vegetable.
Yes, yes.
My wife did not give up.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I couldn't relay it to her because of the problem I had with speaking, but
right.
I would never give up.
Yeah, yeah. You had this inner strength to really conquer and achieve.
And I don't want to let people know that there are people who sometimes cannot, or they don't have the inner strength because they've been badly damaged by what happened to them. So, I understand that.
Oh, absolutely.
Understand that.
But you know what, Bart? This is something that we both know because we've experienced it. You know what? We're new people after a stroke, after any illness. Sometimes, the illnesses are different. So, but I can only speak from a stroke experience. We're as perfect as we could be in our new path and new road. Yeah. And that inner strength makes us, who we are. And so, sometimes we can't do what we used to do, and, you just have to accept it and release it, I guess, and move on. Tell us a little bit about what you were saying, when you get emotional.
Oh, yes, I'm very emotional.
Were you emotional before?
Not to what I am now. I cry at AT&T commercials.
Reminds you of your bill, right?
That's definitely emotional.
Danny Glover, the great actor, he's on TV with the I forget what it's called, but there's a disease that you have when you have strokes or things like that. You have laughter, you can't control laughter. I happen to have the crying one, where something will come on TV, someone will start talking, and I will start tearing.
Right.
So.
Right. And that happened after your stroke.
Yes.
So something in your brain, because it's almost, I call it defragmenting, that I needed somebody to defragment my brain. And I'm still defragmenting it all the time. Where, sometimes stuff comes in and, you have to defragment your brain. And sometimes we can't defragment it.
I can verify that.
But, it's like an operation, like, a whole system up here, and when things get thrown out of whack, I mean, it's just new, then you just have to kind of go with the flow,
Sure.
So, Tracy, when I was talking to you, you were talking about, really not being afraid to open up the door for conversations.
Yes.
Yes. And Tracy was saying, like, don't wait too long. I'm like, don't wait at all. Don't wait. Like, you really need to have done it yesterday, because strokes, you never thought you were going to have a stroke, right? You never thought your husband was going to get sick, or your boyfriend. And all of a sudden, like, you're thrown into this situation, and you don't know what to do. I mean, so be prepared. I'm so prepared now. It's like I'm over prepared.
I love how No, we've done a lot together, and you've been terrific.
When you're young, you feel bulletproof, and
infallible.
as you age, that bulletproofness starts disappearing.
Right. And there's another thing. Like when my husband got sick, there were no HIPAA laws. So we weren't even married, and the doctors would just about let me go in the operating room with him.
Oh, really?
It was awesome. I mean, they really let me be there for him.
Right.
But now, people don't realize with the HIPAA laws in place, if you don't have a document signed and witnessed that says, this person can advocate for me if I can't advocate for myself, you have a huge problem. And those are the kinds of things that we address, because people don't realize until they are in that predicament that they didn't prepare adequately.
Right.
So I encourage you, if you have a question about any of the things that we're talking about, and you want to know, am I adequately prepared, or you want to know, like, what kind of document do I need, or you want to talk about your family situation, I welcome you to call me. I am a resource. The name of my company is Grand Family Planning. Go to grandfamilyplanning.com. My phone number is 973-962-1880. I'm in New Jersey. We serve northern New Jersey and New York metro area.
Could you give that phone number again?
Certainly.
Slow.
973. I'm from New York. 973-962-1880.
And I got to tell you, everybody knows me. I wouldn't have Tracy come on the show and talk about it and give her phone number if I didn't stand behind, Tracy and who she is and her work ethic, because, 2 minutes. Yay! We're winging it. Woo, woo. But, so it really, I'm very happy to have had both of you. Like, God works in mysterious ways. He does. It was an awesome show. I have to say something that for Kathy, and I don't know what I did with it. I cracked myself up. Let me see.
But don't forget about the telethon next Sunday.
Yes. Oh, here we go.
Here on Madhouse TV.
Yes. Here we go. I'm going to do a little blurb for our friend Kathy, the phone bank leader who for the second year, and she's on our foundation's board as well. She wants me to say your call is important to us, and we appreciate your support. If you call us, when you call us on the telethon, we're going to post the number online. It's the same number as last year. We'll definitely put it up on our it's on the website as well. It says, if the lines are busy, please keep trying. You can also go online to www.RenéMarieLanguageOfLove.org and www.languageoflovetelethon.org, and you can donate online. We have 2 PayPal servers online on each individual website that will go directly into our account. All the funds will be tracked, and it will be tracked for the telethon. Even though it's the RenéMarie Language of Love Foundation's PayPal, we know that it's for the telethon for that day, so we'll definitely track it. You can also tweet us and or Facebook us at RenéMarie Testa Adams. And we'll get back to you. We're doing big social media that day. Tracy will be involved with that because she's a big social media person too. Jen is going to be my social media person. So we'll be looking online. If you want to call us or talk to us, please reach out to us. We're rocking. We're rocking. Anything else you guys want to say before we have to roll on out?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing your story. I know sometimes it's really hard to share your story. And
you made it very easy.
Oh, thank you. We're very happy. Tracy, we'll see you next week.
Thanks so much, Renee. Thanks for having us.
Bobby Baby Walker, where's my friend Judy? So we'll see you next week. And we're not going to sing today. Well, I'll sing as we go out. Well, I can just sit around making music all day long. Come on, Judy. As long as I'm making my music, I can't do nobody wrong. And who knows, maybe someday I'll come up with a song that makes people want to stop the fussing and fighting just long enough to sing along. Let's go. I believe in music, and I believe in love. Bye, we'll see you next week. 2016 Telethon, March 20th, 2016.